Every time you open an app, load a game, or switch between browser tabs, your computer performs billions of tiny operations per second. But none of that would be possible without one critical component: RAM, random access memory. Today we're going inside your computer to see exactly how RAM works. RAM is your computer's short-term memory. It temporarily stores data that the CPU needs right now. Not later, not permanently, right now. Unlike your SSD or hard drive, RAM is extremely fast, but it forgets everything when power is turned off. That's why it's called volatile memory. The CPU is incredibly fast, but storage drives are slow in comparison. If the CPU had to read directly from storage every time, your computer would feel painfully slow. So instead, data from storage is copied into RAM, and the CPU works directly with RAM because it's thousands of times faster. Think of RAM as your computer's workspace. Inside each RAM chip are billions of tiny memory cells. In most computers, this is called DRAM, Dynamic Random Access Memory. Each memory cell consists of one transistor and one capacitor. The capacitor stores an electrical charge. Charge equals 1, no charge equals 0. That's it. That's how binary data is stored. But there's a problem. Capacitors leak charge, which means RAM must constantly refresh itself thousands of times per second. That's why it's called dynamic. RAM is organized into rows and columns, like a massive spreadsheet. Each cell has a unique address. When the CPU needs data, it sends an address request. The memory controller locates that row and column. Then the data travels back to the CPU through the data bus. This process happens in nanoseconds, millions of times per second. But RAM is limited. When it fills up, the system uses something called virtual memory. This means it temporarily uses part of your storage as extra RAM. But storage is slower, much slower. That's why your computer slows down when RAM usage reaches 100%. RAM performance depends on capacity, how much data it can hold, speed, how fast it transfers data, latency, how quickly it responds. More RAM allows smoother multitasking. Faster RAM improves performance, especially in gaming and high-performance workloads. So to summarize, RAM is your computer's short-term memory. It stores active data. It works with the CPU at extremely high speed, and without it, modern computing would be impossible. That tiny stick on your motherboard is one of the most important parts of your entire system.